Now the next thing that we're going to look at are the resolutions of these camcorders. Camcorders are available today well in the regular DVD resolution, then you have the HD camcorders. So HD camcorders are much better than DVD res or the VGA camcorders that you get, obviously because they have much higher resolutions. In general, they have better image processors, they have better image sensors, so you get a lot more clarity, you get a much bigger resolution, which means greater crispness, greater detail, everything. HD camcorders are pretty cheap. I mean, when I say affordable, of course, not as cheap as some of the other camcorders around, but you could pick up a pretty good hard drive based camcorder with support for up to 1080i for as low as around 35,000 bucks. In fact, they even dip lower, and this season, Diwali season, is probably a time when a lot of people offer discounts, so you might want to try running to shops around about this time. You could actually pick up something that does HD 1080i for under 30,000. 720p supporting camcorders are also available. In general, the moment you cross 1080i and move into 1080p territory, that's where the camcorder gets a little big and bulky. So 1080p camcorders are really costly when compared to the 1080i ones. The other thing that you need to look at when you go for a camcorder is, of course, your image sensor. It's not very important, but it is important to actually use the camcorder, get a little bit of a hands-on. This is probably one of the most hands-on devices that you'll come across, even when compared to MP3 players and cell phones. Mainly because it's very easy to see quality of output once you use the device. This is something which you need to use before you buy. So the difference between a really good image sensor and a really mediocre or poor image sensor will be clearly visible on your screen, on your small LCD. All camcorders have these little turnout and swivel LCDs so that you can actually see what you're shooting at whichever angle. You might want to pay attention if you go to the market. You might want to check out the ergonomics of the camcorder. So, you know, what kind of interface it's got. Some of them have inbuilt touch screens, which are also very useful when you're navigating through the menus, so on and so forth. It should also be fairly uncomplicated. This is rather generic advice, but it's very important. It's very important to play around with any model that you think of buying, to use it. If you go to any kind of superstore or any kind of electronic showroom, they will have a certain number of models that you can play around with. It's very important to get a grip and feel of them, shoot a few videos, and judge quality for yourself. The kind of zoom also matters. Different camcorders differ on the accuracy of the zoom. Some of them zoom in really fast, some of them zoom in really slowly. You have a very gradual kind of zoom. It's very important if you're going to be shooting distant stuff. Another thing is the effectiveness of the image stabilization. So image stabilization can be of two types, optical and digital. Digital image stabilization is not preferred by us, obviously because there is some kind of after effect to reduce jitter, to reduce any kind of shakiness in the frames, and that usually results in a bit of a loss in detail. Optical image stabilization is where the image stabilizing unit itself is present on the camera optics, or on the camcorder optics in this case, which allows for better control, better tracking, hand movement. There is less loss of detail, there is less jitter when you're shooting. This is especially important when you're zoomed in. So when you want to go and check out a camcorder, you might want to zoom in totally. So if it has a 10x zoom, maybe you want to zoom in using the entire 10x of the optical zoom, and then actually move the camera a bit around and see how it responds to the video, how the video looks. If the video looks very shaky, or there is any kind of blur or something like that, then you know that the OIS system, if it has one, is not doing its job. So just the word optical image stabilization as a phrase doesn't really mean much, because different cameras have different types of OIS units, and no two camcorders give you the exact same kind of precise control or tracking or whatever. So their performance when being used live differs a lot between models. The other thing which is important, which is not really something which you can check, is of course the battery pack. So you would get varying amounts of battery pack. Certain camcorders give you the option of adding on a larger battery pack. which could be important for people making long trips where you have no way to charge your battery. So the option of a large battery pack is always most welcome add-on. It's not really significant because most HD camcorders will go up to 3 to 4 hours of shooting video, but in case you're doing something longer than that, it's a worthwhile addition to check out.
Could you tell us the difference between the 1080p and I nomenclature?
When we're talking about HD resolutions, 1080i camcorders are basically, the difference between the HD resolution is that 1080i is interlaced. The video captured is interlaced, that is, there is overlapping video on screen, which is sort of, when I talk about interlaced, I mean something like this, right? That's the video is drawn. So it's like, it's drawn in interleaving layers. Whereas when you're talking about 1080p, the difference is progressively scanned. So there is no such double system, thereby leading to a smoother image. In most cases, the difference is not very noticeable, but when it's being viewed on a large screen and when you're viewing it at its native resolution, the difference between a progressively scanned image and something that is interlaced becomes very, very apparent. So 1080p would definitely get preference any day over a 1080i, but the difference in price is a lot. When I say a lot, the difference of a 1080p camcorder, due to the higher bandwidth required, due to the extra processing required, the cost could be as much as 3 times the price of a 1080i camcorder.